Hello guys, and this is a new episode of Casual Game Review, and this week I will talk about the game that everybody talks about, Skyrim. On PC, I have to add, by Bethesda Software or something. I'm pretty sure you heard already a lot about it as soon as it came out. The thing is, as you know with Casual Game Review, I don't play the game at the same rate. Basically, I just try to make a video whenever I can. So I have to admit, like immediately, that I love Skyrim, so I decided to go in the game as long as possible before recording any kind of opinion or thought about it, and I think so far I've been at 45 hours of gameplay, and I even started a new character to try something different, and I will explain why. So the first thing about the game I'm going to talk about is actually the flaws. Because the game has a lot of flaws, but to counterbalance that, I have to admit that Skyrim is probably my favorite game of 2011. So yeah, it's my favorite game of 2011 for many reasons. You know, when I play a game and I decided to talk about it to you, I usually go for three different factors, not in particular order. Well, the first one would be fun. If I have fun, I like the game. That's one thing. Then the second would be the immersion, how much I would try to project myself in the game and actually believing what I'm playing, like story-wise, or even if it's a sport game like NBA 2K, if you actually want to see progression and stuff like that. And the third one, that can be excused if you have a good immersion or fun, is the gameplay. I mean, a good gameplay can make a game, a not really immersive game better, or stuff like that. Skyrim is my favorite game of the year, keep that in mind, but it has a lot of flaws. Why? Because it's a huge game. And that's the thing that I will address to you and actually want your opinion about it. The thing is, nowadays games are not finished when they released, most of them, like the best worst example would be Duke Nukem Forever. That game is not finished at all, but I mean, like, even the main content of the game is not finished. The difference with Skyrim is that the game is finished in terms of you can play the game and enjoy it, but you know there's a lot of glitches, and I'm pretty sure if you go on YouTube and type Skyrim glitches or bugs and stuff like that, you would find a lot, like a little bit in Red Dead Redemption, or people were really trying to post the most bizarre and awkward glitch in the game. But that's the thing, Skyrim is a huge game that probably took a long time to develop. So in our days, it's kind of normal that there are glitches somewhere. And you can find some easily, like I saw this floating horse or something or stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of glitches to report, but that don't really affect the game. And that's it. That's what I'm going to say about Skyrim. Even if I'm going to list some flaws, it's not the kind of problem that would break the game for you. You will still enjoy it, and even it's like part of it. It's like those glitches, those game glitches became like a urban legend. Everybody wants to see one, or everybody already saw one. But it doesn't break the game, because you understand that a game that long and that massive to develop, of course, is going to have some problems, if you catch my drift. But like I said, I had one really annoying glitch that almost made me want to stop playing the game. It was one major glitch. You had a quest where you had to talk to a guy that would lead you to a temple where you would learn a new shout to defeat a dragon, because it's the main mission. And the thing is, the voice of that guy disappeared. He wouldn't talk, he would just stand in front of me and the subtitles would appear really fast. Boom! So I had no idea what I was supposed to say to him, so I had to reload that play to be able to read some of the quotes and figure it out. And then there was a message saying, you can enter and talk to the guy. Thing is, I hear him unlocking the door, but I couldn't open the door. And I think it stuck me in the game for 2 days, because all I did was other quest. And one day I decided to go back to the guy, and the door this time was open, but the guy still had the problems that he had no voice actor for him. It was a glitch, but after a while the progression continued. So it was okay, but that was really annoying. But then you get other glitch, like people flying in the sky for some reason or stuff like that. But I'm going to address that later in the game. Later in the video, sorry, because I really want your opinion about something about the video game industry right now. So the other problem with the game, which is not a glitch, is selling stuff. You're going to be rich in this game really fast, because basically you can transport a lot of stuff, and sometimes the not heavy stuff, the lighter stuff, would earn you more money. Like the dragon scales and dragon bones give you a lot of money, but they are heavy. And at some point you kind of hate the dragons because they kind of pop up a lot more in the middle or end of the game, and all you think is, I'm going to have a lot of money, but it's going to wait a lot. But then you go to dungeon and stuff, and what I did, and I noticed I did that a lot in the game, it's not actually going on quest, but going fast travel from cities to cities to sell all my junk that I gathered all around the dungeons, just to have more free space and money. And it was kind of annoying because I realized I was only doing that. I would go to a dungeon for a quest, and when I get out, I fast travel to all the city because, of course, all the vendors got a cap. So you can't sell everything and be like, okay, I'm done, now I can move on to something else. That was annoying. And especially when I didn't find any real purpose to the money, because you would need a lot of money to buy a house in different cities. And then again, the concept of buying a house is kind of weird, because basically you're going to make a quest to help the city, and the king will give you a reward, like a sword or a piece of armor, and then it tells you, if you really want to be part of the city, you need to buy a house. And I was like, dude, I saved your ass from a dragon or something that was going to kill you. Just make me a citizen. Give me a house. Or no, so they would sell you this house that you can decorate and have rooms that are actually useful. But I'm going to kind of give a spoiler to the game. If you want a big house really early for no money, do the quest in Winterhold, the mage school or something, because you get a pretty big house if you want to store stuff. I bought the house afterward because I had so much money, and it's kind of where I'm coming to the good points of the game, the immersion, because like I said, there's no point to buy houses, which are really expensive, once you get first the mage school. But I did anyway. I bought some houses. Why? Because the immersion is so cool that I was like, oh, I would like to have a house in this city. And that's one of the strong points of Skyrim. The immersion is fantastic. You really feel like you're part of an actual quest where you matter. Because I had this conversation with John, Chaos D1, and he was like, I don't see the point of Skyrim because it's like an MMORPG, but that you play alone. I see his point. But the thing is, maybe sometime I don't want to play with a billion jerkwads being idiots on the chat. Not all of them are jerkwads, but most of them. The second thing, for example, like if you ever played Age of Conan, which is an MMO, they try to make the main quest like you was a chosen one. Watch a Yahtzee review for that. But they want to make you believe that you're the chosen one, you're the only hope of the land and stuff like that, but you are playing in an MMO. That means all the other players are the chosen one. When in Skyrim, you play solo, and they made it pretty obvious that you are the only one that can save Skyrim. So it works, so that's good immersion. You actually feel like you're a part of something bigger than you, but you still matter a lot. That's part of the immersion, and I really love that. Like, you feel like you're doing something good. And when you complete some quest for towns or you help villagers and stuff like that, their dialogue when they pass you will change. If you do good or bad action, it changes. So it really all set up to make you feel like Skyrim, the world of Skyrim, is alive. It's living on its own. Like sometimes dragons would attack at random. You can hunt dragons. If you find their lair or if you hear one flying around, you can hunt them. But sometimes they would attack a city and not give a single fuck about you. They would just attack a city because they're dragons. And that makes it alive. And a lot of stuff happens. Like, I'm pretty sure, even after 45 hours of gameplay, I finished the main mission, which is to kill the king dragon or something. But there's still a lot to do. There's so much. And the thing is, by comparing it to Oblivion, sorry, even the side quests are fun. Like in Oblivion, the main quest was awesome. You had maybe some side quests that were fun, But then a lot of the other side quests, which were really short to finish, were like, whatever. But in Skyrim, every mission is fun because there's a really good way to introduce them and a different gameplay. And also the big difference with Oblivion is that the dungeons differs. Like after a while in Oblivion, you would feel like you're walking in the same dungeon over and over again. When in Skyrim they try to add more variety, and you basically know where you are just by looking at the architecture of the dungeon and stuff like that. So again, that's good immersion. So by now you can pretty much assume that I love this game and you should try it if that's your kind of game and you still didn't buy it, and I'm pretty sure you did already. So in the immersion and fun department, Skyrim wins. And then in the gameplay, it's effective. I mean, it's the same, almost the same as Oblivion, but I really like how they made the shortcuts with the tab and A button, but for you guys it must be the Q key, which make a shortcut to your arms and stuff like that. It's really effective, it's simple, but it works. It's nothing really innovative, but it works. So it's not fantastic gameplay, it's just well done and efficient gameplay, fun game, fantastic immersion. Skyrim is awesome, I'm not going to say more than that. I mean, you saw the reviews, you probably played it. It's a really good game. It's my favorite game in 2011. Now I would like to finish this video with a question to you guys, because like I said, Skyrim has a lot of bugs and glitches, but because it is a pretty massive game, so of course not every single details is going to appear to the programmers, and that's why nowadays we got a lot of updates or patches to fix the game, and it keep going on and on. The thing is, a long time ago, 15 years or 10 years, game publisher wouldn't release the game if it was not 100% flawless, or if he had just one bug or something. Now it's more normal to release a game with glitches, which is weird. So my question is, would you guys be able to wait like maybe 2 or 3 more years so the game developer can tell you, we're going to release Skyrim, not now, not in 2011, but in 2013 or 14, but it will be perfect, there will be no bugs at all, not for the save files or anything? Or are you okay with them releasing games like this with a lot of known problems? And I'm not talking only about Skyrim. I'm pretty sure you can come up with a lot of examples of games that has glitches, and in my opinion that might have been released a little bit too early. So what's your opinion about that? Would you be willing to wait and have a game with no bugs, or are you okay with it and downloading updates and updates? Then again, I love Skyrim, that's my final words. Thanks for watching.